Hello everyone. We hope that you are doing well. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome to YouTube official verified US Immigration Updates channel, and welcome back if you are returning. We have got some significant news to discuss that could have far-reaching implications on immigration policies and the border. In this video, we're going to talk about the only immigration reform option left before the 2024 election, a bipartisan immigration plan. Although time will tell whether we will get something out of Congress or not. So once again, good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interested in learning more about this topic, stay tuned until the end of this video. If you like this video, please click the subscribe button, the like this video button. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get new updates instantly and directly to your YouTube. So, without any further delay, now let's get into the video and find out what the latest updates are on U.S. immigration. Welcome once again. U.S. immigration policy has been badly broken for more than 2 decades. Attempts by former Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama to craft reasonable, sweeping immigration policies stalled, then cratered under the weight of partisan opposition in Congress from the party not in the White House. Our immigration system is no longer just broken and messy. It's now dangerously dysfunctional, as Congress repeatedly proves the adage that if you aren't part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. Privately, lawmakers may agree that immigration policy isn't working. But if they are truly serious about reform, then they should take a look at the Bipartisan Dignity Act of 2023. The Dignity Act bill consists of 4 core principles. 1. Stopping illegal immigration. 2. Providing a dignified solution for undocumented immigrants living in America. 3. Strengthening the American workforce and economy. And 4. Ensuring the United States remains prosperous and competitive in the future. The Dignity Act is based on the biblical principles of dignity and redemption. It will restore law and order to our immigration system and support American workers. It was written in consultation with American business leaders, the agriculture and farming industries, the faith-based community, immigration reform groups, and border security experts. Our broken immigration system is frustrating Americans, causing people to suffer, and fracturing our country, economically, morally, socially, and politically. A solution is long overdue, said Representative Salazar. I am proud to introduce the new and improved Bipartisan Dignity Act. This bill gives dignity to the border agents who need support, the job creators who need employees, the American people who need secure borders, and those who currently live in the shadows. Decades of congressional inaction on immigration law have real consequences, and the humanitarian crisis unfolding before our eyes requires a bipartisan solution, said Representative Escobar. I have seen the toll our broken immigration system has on federal personnel, local representatives, nonprofits, and the migrants themselves, and the need for a realistic, common-sense compromise could not be more urgent. These challenging times call for both compassion and action, and the Dignity Act of 2023 offers a bipartisan, meaningful approach that restores dignity to people who have tried to navigate a broken system for far too long. With the introduction of this legislation that Representative Salazar and I have been working on since December 2022, it is our hope that Congress seizes the opportunity to solve the immigration challenges of today and tomorrow. The Dignidad, or Dignity Act, we are introducing today takes into account the contribution of immigrants, including dreamers, to our country by granting them legal protections to remain in the United States if they meet certain conditions, said Representative Gonzalez Colon. Our nation is a nation of immigrants. It always has been. But we cannot ignore the fact that illegal immigration is at an all-time high and that Congress hasn't passed any significant legislation to address it since the Immigration and Reform Control Act in 1986, when just under 3 million people obtained legal status. I commend my dear friend, Representative Mara Elvira Salazar, for her commitment and work towards finding a common-sense solution to immigration. As an attorney who has worked on immigration issues, both at the nation's top law enforcement agency and at a community legal aid organization, helping migrants in West Michigan, I know this system, said Representative Scholten. I've seen firsthand what patchwork and reactionary immigration policies do to families and communities. Our broken immigration system is a national security threat, an economic and workforce emergency, and a humanitarian crisis. This is Congress's issue to solve, and we're here to solve it. This bill is not perfect. But we cannot let the illusion of a perfect bill prevent us from doing what is good and necessary. This bill will make our communities and our country safer. It will bring our workforce into the 21st century. And it will bring dignity to millions of hardworking families already living in the United States to make our country a better place. We are a proud nation of immigrants, yet our current immigration system is outdated and broken. Unfortunately, we now also have a humanitarian and national security crisis occurring at our southern border due to insufficient border security policies. These problems reflect poorly on our country, and they put the lives of both migrants and American citizens at risk. It's past time for Congress to act, said Representative Chavez Derrimer. The Bipartisan Dignity Act is a comprehensive solution that would bolster border security while taking a compassionate approach to immigration reform, helping families stay together, supporting immigrants' contributions to our workforce, and growing our economy by creating new opportunities in rapidly expanding industries. I'm proud to join Congresswoman Salazar on this historic legislation, and I look forward to working with her to get it signed into law. America's immigration system is broken. The time for policy change is now. As an immigration attorney, I've seen the flaws in America's immigration system, said Representative Manning. As Congresswoman, I've met with countless business leaders who have shared their concerns that our outdated system hinders their ability to attract and retain talent. I'm proud to join Representatives Salazar and Escobar to introduce the Bipartisan Dignity Act, a historic immigration reform bill that will address the country's workforce needs, strengthen our economy, provide pathways to citizenship for dreamers and asylum seekers, and secure the border. When passed, this once-in-a-generation legislation will provide the first meaningful immigration reform our nation has seen in decades. As the husband of an immigrant who recently became a citizen, I've seen firsthand just how broken our immigration system is, said Representative Lawler. Both parties have failed to fix the problem for decades, and it is going to take both parties working together to solve this. The Dignity Act is a common-sense, bipartisan measure that secures our porous border, creates a process for those already here to pay restitution and integrate into American society, and fixes our legal immigration system so that people who want to come here can do so and can contribute to our society, our economy, and our culture as immigrants have and always will. In March 2021, Representative Salazar announced her vision for immigration reform in the Dignity Plan. Less than a year later, she introduced the first version of her Dignity Act. After consulting with members of both parties and a diverse group of interested stakeholders, Reps. Salazar and Escobar teamed up to introduce a new, better, and bipartisan version of the Dignity Act. Specifically, the new bill secures the border once and for all, fixes our broken asylum system, strengthens support for border communities, and stops the humanitarian crisis we are currently facing. To address those currently in the United States, the bill establishes a 7-year dignity program and an optional 5-year redemption program. These programs provide eligible undocumented immigrants the opportunity to work and earn renewable legal status, conditional on good conduct and restitution payments made to the American taxpayer. While we are a nation of laws, we have also historically been a nation of second chances. This gives the undocumented living in the shadows a second chance to get right with the law. Additionally, the bill solves critical labor shortages across industries. It addresses long-standing backlogs and inefficiencies in our legal immigration process, giving U.S. employers the ability to fill the millions of job vacancies that remain open. If the U.S. economy cannot grow and prosper, the American dream could be out of reach for future generations. The Dignity Act prioritizes American workers and our national security every step of the way, both through the establishment of the American Worker Fund to retrain American workers to meet the needs of a changing economy and through the resources that are provided for border security and law enforcement to keep our communities safe. All of this will be fully funded through fees on immigrants and restitution payments made by participants in the Dignity and Redemption programs, at no expense to the American taxpayer. Introduced by U.S. Reps. Veronica Escobar, an El Paso Democrat, and Mara Elvira Salazar, a Florida Republican. The bill is a comprehensive attempt to strengthen border security as well as provide legal status for immigrants illegally in the United States, including dreamers, and pathways for asylum seekers. Most of all, it acknowledges that a functioning immigration policy must secure borders and provide legal opportunities for families to seek refuge in the United States. The bill, for example, would authorize at least $25 billion in funding to upgrade infrastructure and technology along the border and at ports of entry, establish processing facilities along the southern border to adjudicate asylum claims, and create facilities in Latin America for in-country processing of pre-screened applicants who wish to obtain guest worker visas or pursue other legal pathways. It would also offer a long-term legal path to people with doctoral degrees in STEM fields and mandate E-Verify for employers. Other provisions would allow young immigrants who were brought illegally to the U.S. as children to obtain legal status under certain conditions. Congress last passed immigration reform in 1996, when Republicans controlled both the House and Senate and President Bill Clinton, a Democrat, sat in the White House. But Congress has done virtually nothing to update immigration laws and unceremoniously derailed subsequent efforts in a mushroom cloud of inflammatory red herrings, distortions, and partisan political agendas. The Dignity Act could be a path forward, but more likely it will be seized upon as an opportunity for craven politicians from both parties to demagogue the issue as the nation approaches a presidential election contest next year. Bills like this separate the show horses from the workhorses, who present an opportunity to reform immigration policy. If the show horses win, however, Congress would have chosen politics over substance once again. Congress's serial failures to act have had and continue to have real consequences. The nation's border chaos, labor shortages, and potential national security vulnerabilities are some of a long list of adverse impacts tied to congressional inaction. And into that abyss are unwieldy, ad hoc emergency presidential edicts, dueling federal court decisions, and stop-gap state efforts to police the borders that amount to inadequate makeshift tourniquets on a gushing wound. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. I hope you found this video useful. We will continue to keep a close eye on the developments as immigration-related updates and will publish new videos when there are more updates. The U.S. Immigration Update channel provides all necessary visa information and procedures for your U.S. immigration journey. It is important to understand the United States immigration processing steps, visa application requirements, processing times, forms, fees, and more. We will continue to provide all information about U.S. visitor visas such as B1 and B2, work visas such as L1A, L1B, and H1B, student visas, green cards, immigrant visas, EB1, EB2, EB3, EB4, and EB5, and family immigrant visas. Thank you for visiting us today, and we'll see you in the next video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe channel for more U.S. immigration update videos.